The nigga was shaking like Muhammad Ali at the Olympics, nigga.
When he lit the Olympic torch in '96, I felt tears in my eyes.
What? Where did you hear that?
I overheard them talking about him coming in this evening.
Wait, overheard us? No, I'm learning about this just like you. We didn't do this.
That Negro can't be talking about that by any means necessary madness with these people. They're about to bust as it is.
Well, he's on his way here, right? So we got to figure this out right and fast.
Oh, he ain't on his way. He here.
Holy shit.
I wish I had more time to prepare is all. I want to do this kind of thing whenever possible. But I don't get to do it enough to feel entirely comfortable. I prefer to be prepared.
Yes, I understand that.
I admire you. I do. Sometimes I wish I were more out there in the trenches.
You do more than you know, Mrs. King. I'll tell you what I know to be true. It helps me in times when I'm feeling unsure, if you'd like.
Please do, Miss Boynton.
I know that we are descendants of a mighty people who gave civilization to the world. People who survived the hulls of slave ships across vast oceans. People who innovate and create and love despite pressures and tortures unimaginable. They are in our bloodstream, pumping our hearts every second. They've prepared you. You are already prepared.
Mrs. King, I mean no disrespect. I come with great respect for your husband. I have no army behind me anymore. I have myself and the truth. That is all I stand on today.
You've said disrespectful things in the past, Minister. So you'll understand why there is some alarm here tonight.
I do. I understand that. Your husband and I, we do not see exactly eye to eye on how to achieve progress for the black man. And yes, I have been piercing in my critiques of nonviolence. But because we don't agree, Mrs. King, does not mean that I am the enemy.
What do you intend to say to these people then, sir? A lot of work has been done here, and I don't intend to see it undone tonight.
Let's just say my eyes see in a new way. But your local sheriff here, he doesn't know that. So allow me to be the alternative to your husband. The alternative that scares them so much they turn to Dr. King in refuge. Let my being here, Mrs. King, represent the factions that will come if they don't give the good Reverend what he's asking for, and soon.
Do you know what he has said about us in the...
In his effort to support a Black United Front, Malcolm accepted an invitation from SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, to speak in Selma, Alabama. It was the first time he had traveled south to work with the civil rights movement.
And I think that the people in this part of the world would do well to listen to Dr. Martin Luther King and give him what he's asking for and give it to him fast before some other factions come along and try to do it another way.
this is my last take on this Antoine Daniels situation. And the reason why this is my last take is because I see Antoine Daniels consistently pouring gasoline on the fire that he helped create, in spite of how it has affected his family. Plus, I ran into some footage that he hurried up and took down, and he had mentioned that he's God's darkest angel. Now, if that's who you say you are, you're not getting no brother title from me, and I know you don't care anyway. It's just that I have to disassociate myself with anyone who speaks that type of language, because to my understanding, God's darkest angel is known as Satan or the devil. And considering your activity all over the internet currently, you reveal yourself as much, and it's definitely not Christ-like. And I tell you the truth, I've never met a Christian. You know, all of you say Christian means Christ-like, which means that I am a reflection of Jesus, the Christ, the anointed one. And we all know that there's not a Christian walking this earth that reflects Christ. So that definition is a big lie when it comes to you people. So I'm just not going to give any more of my blessed time to this. And so this is my last video in addressing to this. You know, what I'm seeing happening right now is a man who, I watched the whole Corey thing numerous times, at least 2 or 3 times since it transpired. And you went down there with bad intentions, Brother Antoine, or Antoine. You went down there with very bad intentions. And so it's like the book of Psalms said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is a valley that you helped cultivate, I will fear no evil, for the Lord is with me, and thy staff, comfort me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. However, you went down there with a security guard. So your rod and your staff is the security team that you took down there with you. And it stirred up all of this madness. But what I'm seeing is a guy that's consistently speaking death into the environment that is cultivating. So you are the one that's creating this valley of death that you're walking through at the expense of your family, and you still just will not stop. You will not stop because you're showing yourself irredeemable. So therefore you are really revealing yourself as this dark angel that you spoke of, and you conveniently took that video down. And that other scripture that says life and death is in the power of the tongue. Now, by you being a man who supposedly have this phenomenal intelligence, you should understand intelligently that what you choose to allow to come out of your mouth, the cause and the effects of it is going to be either life for you or death for you. But you consistently spew the intellect of death, and it's causing your family's current destruction, and the people on your podcast, you're constantly attacking them and tearing them down. So you're speaking death into your life, and you're showing yourself to be irredeemable. And anyone who speaks in opposition of you, you look at them as being wrong, when wrong is all you do, Antoine. Wrong is all you do. You put everyone down. You talk this garbage about you say F Malcolm X. However, had it not been for Malcolm X putting himself in the position as an alternative to Dr. King, no one would have agreed to sit down and write any papers or sign any documents in order for our people to be able to vote and have other rights, the rights that you are abusing right now. But you saying F Malcolm X, You know what? If it wasn't for Brother Malcolm, you wouldn't be where you are today. And where you are today, you are totally abusing it. You're speaking death into it. You're not speaking life into it. That man died for you. And look at how you're abusing what our people went through. And you definitely don't know your history. And yes, it is your history in spite of how much you hate your own people. You absolutely carry yourself as a man who hates black people and don't know black history, obviously. But I'm telling you, you are speaking death into your life. Something is definitely going to go down with you because you just will not stop. You just will not be quiet. You keep speaking death into your life. You just keep fanning the fire. You keep pouring gasoline on the fire that you helped start, that you currently don't know what to do about it. Your lawyer, this so-called lawsuit that you are putting together for Brother Corey, that's not going to make matters better for you nor your family. And all of a sudden, your daughter can't function, and you always speaking this, she's underage. Everything that you're talking about in reference to your daughter and your wife, you did that. Brother Corey didn't do that. You did it, and you're still doing it because you just will not shut your mouth. You just will not be quiet. When everybody know at times like this, silence is very golden. A lot of times silence is the fundamental life preservation. You need to close your mouth and stop being so disrespectful, but you won't because you're God's darkest angel, right? Therefore, you've chosen yourself to be absolutely irredeemable. When you say that, you're basically telling the world that you're Satan. You're God's darkest angel. I believe. I may not believe a whole lot of other things that you speak of, but that, I know you're telling the truth about that because look at your actions. Look at your actions. You don't even care about your own family. You don't care about your own family. You don't care about yourself. You were better off poor because the moment you became rich, you became morally bankrupt. You become morally bankrupt. You become the walking dead. And that's why the path that you're walking right now reaps of it. Because you will not speak life into anything. You won't speak life into anything. And so the results of whatever you have going on is not going to be successful. It's not going to be successful. This is what you did to yourself and your family. And you went down there with bad intentions so that you can provoke Brother Corey so that you can take him to court. Everybody is figuring this out, but you are irredeemable. You have showed yourself to be irredeemable. And you're walking around here talking about, I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm that. You are nothing. You are nothing, okay? And you are broke. You are morally broke. And if you are morally bankrupt, it don't matter how much money you accumulate. You're just a rich fool. That's all you are. You're just a rich fool. And if you don't have anything good to say about Brother Malcolm, you need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. And what you said about Brother Muhammad Ali, that was just totally disgraceful. Totally disgraceful. I don't know what your problem is, but I know you are very immoral and satanic and demonic. And if they say, are you judging him? Yeah, I'm judging him. And what's the point of knowing what is right and what is wrong when you can't cast judgment on what is right and what is wrong? Anton Daniels, you are demonic. You are irredeemable. And you have showed yourself as a disgrace to not only the black community, but humanity as a whole. And I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this go before this pulls me out of my character. So this effect that you've been having on a whole lot of other people, you're not getting me caught up, Prince of Darkness. You're not getting me caught up, God's darkest angel. Not this. Everyone have a good night. And stay human regardless of how this is affecting you. And I would advise anybody when they're observing Anton Daniels, don't allow your anger and disgust for this person to pull you out of character so much that you find yourself saying things that is so outrageous it shames your upbringing. Don't allow this man to pull you out of character simply because he's morally bankrupt. Everyone have a good night.